Did they give Burge an assist? All right, so while I was trying to stream, we scored a goal. Reynolds, 1-1. All right, have him give it a try now. Pulauskas, Nietzsche, Letcher are out. Puck kept in by Onak. Onak gets a little tied up and the puck gets knocked away. Fairmont dumps it in. Letcher goes back to get it. Tries to chip along the boards. Fairmont intercepts. Puck behind. Onak gets a hold of it and up to Pulauskas. Fairmont steps in front, goes D to D and up the sideboard. Aldridge over to Nietzsche to Letcher. Letcher in front, shot. Blocker save. Centering pass. Makes its way to Onak. Onak puts it in deep for Pulauskas. Pulauskas avoids a check. Puck knocked away and into the corner. Fairmont tries to get it up. Onak gets a hold of it, takes a step forward. It's got Pulauskas off of Pulauskas' skate. Fairmont comes back. They've got 3. They just dump it in and get a change. Aldridge over to Onak. Onak forward for Letcher. Over to Nietzsche. Nietzsche brings it across. He gets tripped up. He's saying no. 8:52 remaining in the second. 1-1. Now we're going to go. What's that? Yeah, Nietzsche drew the penalty. Yeah. So Nietzsche didn't get the tripping call, but he does get the roughing call.
He held the stick, but the kid was like, he could have pulled it out, no problem. He shoved it.
So we're going to go back on the power play. 8:47 remaining in the second period. 1-1 after the goal from Reynolds. I believe it was Reynolds from Paulo. Onak, Aldridge at D. Reynolds, Paulo, and Chalicki out for the power play. Aldridge to Paulo. Paulo gets the puck knocked away. Fairmont goes the other way. Paulo hard on the back check. Fairmont has to dump. Puck frozen by Fairmont. Paulo digs it out. Comes across. Over to Reynolds. Reynolds tries to go back over to Paulo. Onak gets a hold of it. Shot. Save by Fairmont. Is that better?
Much better, yeah.
All right. Same power play group. Minute 21 remaining on the power play. Onak shot tipped into the netting. Onak's able to keep it in. Fairmont. Nice. It's a kill. Power play. Onak kept it in. Fairmont got a hold of it and shot it down for a clear. Puck bounces off of an official. We got 2 next to each other.
2.
And Fury dumps it in. Reynolds is there. Leaves it for Paulo. Paulo to Aldridge. Aldridge back to Paulo. Paulo's got a step back over to Chalicki. Chalicki backdoor pass. And Onak just goes wide. Another bad bounce off of the boards, but Aldridge is able to control it. Shot in front, over to Reynolds, to Chalicki. Chalicki buries the one-time. 7:15 remaining in the second after the power play goal by Chalicki. 2-1 Fury. Kushkowski, Credidio, Carter come out. Miller and Rubicki.
Let's go, Nicky!
Rubicki up to Carter. Carter puts the puck in. Kushkowski ties up with his guy. Credidio gets a hold of the puck. Credidio escapes. Gets pinned into the corner. Puck in his feet. Kushkowski comes to help. Carter gets a hold of it. Behind the net. Looking for a place to go. Still in the corner. Up to Credidio. Credidio back for Miller, but gets chipped away by Fairmont. Fairmont chasing into the corner. Miller loses his stick. Credidio comes to help. Rubicki gets it up. Over to Carter. Carter brings it in, gets a big hit. Kushkowski gets a hold of it. Over to Rubicki. Rubicki, quick shot, blocked in front. Miller over to Kushkowski. Kushkowski looking for Miller back door, and Fairmont gets a hold of it and he puts it down. That's going to be an ice. Bergeron, Seidel, Kruger come out. Bergeron gets hold of it. Back up to Aldridge. Aldridge keeps it in. Chips it down. Off of the board. Seidel's there. Puck in feet. Fairmont. He's got a guy.
Ice!
Misses. And we get an ice. Puck in the corner. Fairmont gets it into the near board. Chipped. Seidel controls to Aldridge. Aldridge to Brzgintis. Off of the board. Brzgintis across. Looking for Kruger. Bounces off a stick. Seidel gets a shot and blocked into the netting. .5:27 remaining in the second period. We'll get an ice cut after this. All right. Face-off controlled by Fury. Brzgintis gets a shot. Letcher off of the rebound. Letcher, Pulaskis,
Let's go!
Nietzsche, Brzgintis, and Aldridge out for that goal. We'll get a change. So 5:22 remaining in the second, 3-1 after the goal from Letcher. Puck controlled by Fury. Brzgintis off of the boards. Brzgintis gets it back. Puck knocked away. Fairmont goes the other way. They've got no numbers, so they dump it in. Cutting. Bounces off of the boards oddly over to Brzgintis. Brzgintis lost the puck. Fairmont regroups. Nice little step by Paolo looking for Reynolds. He's old. He can't hear, you know. The music's got to be really loud for him. Palakis, yeah, I like it. Fairmont's controlling in the zone right now off of the boards. Step in off, tries to get a shot, it gets blocked in front, back over to the D. Fairmont, another shot blocked in front, onto the corner. Centering, off of cutting and over to the D. They dump it in on the near board and into the corner. Onak tries to kick it out, goes over to a Fairmont player. Fairmont still in the corner. Gives a little bit of a shove to Onak. Paulo comes in to help.
Let's go, Reynolds. Get in there and help out.
Onak gonna ship it down. Gets intercepted by Fairmont. Chalicki was in on the rush there. Miller tries to clear off of the boards and it goes into the bench. Kuszkowski comes out with Carter and Credidio. Fairmont gets a shot on, goes over to Rybicki to Credidio forward for Carter, but Fairmont gets it off the glass. Rybicki collects and puts it over to Kuszkowski. Kuszkowski puts it in deep. Credidio in on the forecheck. Fairmont goes up the near board. Carter keeps it in and back down to Credidio. Credidio to Carter. Carter misses the pass and Fairmont goes the other way. Prisgintis avoids some contact, tries to bring it through, puck gets knocked away, over to Credidio. Credidio cross ice for Kuszkowski, misses. Kuszkowski still ties his guy up over to Carter. Carter, shot high, over to Credidio. Credidio battling. Puck into the corner, Carter comes to help. Fairmont chips it out. Aldrich is back, Kuszkowski's back helping. Rybicki on the near board. Shot in on cutting over to the corner. Aldridge up to Rybicki to Credidio. Credidio over to Carter. Carter tries to get it across for Kuszkowski, but it gets knocked aside. And Fairmont into the neutral zone. Fairmont into the zone on the wide shot here. Brings it across. Good stick by Aldridge. Off of the boards hard. Kept in by Fairmont and shot. Gets blocked. Kuszkowski chips it forward and it makes it out of the zone.
Let's go, Ryan!
Carter providing pressure. Goes for a change. Brown comes out. Kuszkowski chips forward. Gets pulled up a little bit. And Fairmont goes behind that. Brown provides pressure. Credidio keeps it in. Back to Brown. Gets knocked away. Over the sideboard, Bergeron comes out. Bergeron collects the puck in the neutral zone. Kruger comes out with him. Shot off of the post. Over to Kruger. Kruger shot blocked. Bergeron in the corner. Kruger helping. Over to the near board. Bergeron takes a little bit of a stumble. Fairmont chips it forward. Kruger gets a hold of it. Onak to Aldridge. Back to Onak. Up for Kruger. Kruger was offsides by about 2 feet. Minute 2 remaining. So Kruger jumps the gun a little bit, we get an offsides. Kolauskas, Nietzsche, and Letcher come out. Letcher gets tied up, takes a little stumble. Fairmont dumps it in. Onak is there. Onak up to Kolauskas. Kolauskas, a little bit of a whiff. Fairmont gets an opportunity. Puck comes out, and Fairmont has to regroup. Letcher provides pressure. Fairmont gets it up onto the far side and dumps it in. Onak Off the board over to Pulauskas. Intercepted by Fairmont and into the corner. Pulauskas puts his guy to the board, pins him. Puck comes loose. Fairmont has it. Gets a shot high and wide over to Letcher. 17 seconds remaining. Letcher gets it out of the zone. Fairmont misplays it and stumbles. Nietzsche's there. Nietzsche's got Pulauskas with him. Over. Oh, man. Good read by Nietzsche. It gets blocked, but still gets to Pulauskas. Pulauskas shot. Glove. This goaltender has been quite good today. Six seconds remaining in the period. Hollow, Reynolds, Chalicki come out with Onak and Prisgintis. Puck one, Onak to Prisgintis. Prisgintis loses his stick. All right, that's the end of the second. We're gonna get an ice cut here. And that'll be going into the period here. All right, I'm gonna put it on mute, and we'll be back after the ice cut in about 15 minutes.
If I woke up tomorrow with my head sewn in the carpet, I wouldn't be more surprised than I am right now.
Starting the third period off with Chilicki, Paulo, and Reynolds. Fairmont controls the power or the face-off and tries to get it over to the winger on the boards, controlled by Onak. Onak up to Reynolds. Reynolds chips it in. Puck behind the net. Chilicki gives pressure. Paulo's on the board to gather. Pass to Reynolds. Reynolds gets a shot blocked. And Fairmont through the neutral zone. Onak steps in. Chips ahead for Reynolds. Reynolds through one guy. Couldn't get through the second into the corner. Paulo's there. Puck off of the glass, puts it down. Paulo takes a hard hit into the boards. No call. Reynolds gets a hold of it, knocked into the neutral zone, and he has to chase back. Behind the net. Chips forward for Chilicki. Chilicki off of the boards and into the neutral zone. Regroup by Fairmont. Pulauskas comes out. Onak to Chilicki. Nietzsche comes out. On the sideboard, puck knocked off of Nietzsche's stick and into the neutral zone. Rybicki out on D with Miller. Fairmont onto the sideboard, up to the D. Shot. Blocker save. Cross ice. Over. Shot wide. Nietzsche up to Chilicki. Fairmont keeps it in. Puts it into the corner. Rybicki has to avoid an official. Ties this guy up. Puck behind the net. Everybody gets tied up there. Nietzsche. Puck gets chipped up to Pulauskas. Fairmont gets in front of it and is able to keep it in. Puck into the corner. Miller. Ties this guy up. Puck in feet and back into the corner. Rybicki gets a body on his guy. And Nietzsche comes to help. Pulauskas out to the neutral zone. Letcher comes out. Letcher's got a shot. Goes wide. Puck in front. Fairmont gets a hold of it. Off of a stick and over to Prisgintis. Prisgintis on the sideboard. Puck comes loose. Prisgintis still has it. Leaves it for Pulauskas, but Pulauskas gets hit. And Nietzsche gets a hold of the puck. Up to Letcher. Letcher avoids contact. Over to Nietzsche. Nietzsche back to Aldridge. Bounces off of Aldridge's stick. He gets it back up to Nietzsche. Nietzsche tried to chip it over to Letcher. Doesn't quite get all of it. Letcher blocks that pass from Fairmont. Fairmont again tries to get it through Letcher. And Letcher gets a stick on it. Gets knocked over. Carter comes out now. He's got a hold of it. Over to Letcher. Letcher battling on the sideboard. Kiszkowski in to help. Kiszkowski gets hit and no call. That was clear interference. Puck to Kiszkowski. Down to Carter. Bounces off Carter's stick. Credidio is out. Puck battling still on the backboard. Carter's tied up. Takes a guy with him to get to it. Back into the corner. Fairmont gets it out. That's going to be icing. 13:30.
Carter must have going 200 pounds on that stick.
Kushkowski gonna go for a high stick. He's arguing. The face-off still in the neutral zone. The reason being the icing and the penalty kind of offset each other. So it's out of the zone, but it is still a neutral zone face-off. 2 minutes on the penalty. Paulo, Reynolds, Onak, and Miller on the kill. Fairmont sets up behind the net. Reynolds ties up the guy on the on the far board. Puck in feet here.
See that 91 and
No.
I think Brad Richards.
Good comparison. Puck comes loose into the corner. Goes over to Miller. Miller to the near board. Kept in by Fairmont. Onak gets there. Gets the puck. Onak and Paulo. Onak brings it in. Slows it down and puts it behind the net. Paulo tried to pin it, but got pulled off the puck, and Fairmont regroups. Letcher comes out for the kill. Puck comes across, centering pass misses over the far board, down to the corner, cross, back up to the point, over to the board, cross ice, shot blocked, in front and over to the far board. Fairmont's D recollects. Puck gets knocked away. Letcher getting some pressure on. Fairmont still controls, but being harassed by Miller. Fairmont circling, back up to their D. Shot, blocked and into the backboard. Miller gets tied up. Back up. Into the corner, Priskintis comes out.
There he goes.
Chipped forward for Reynolds. Reynolds brings it through. Puck gets knocked away. Kruger coming out now. 11:26 remaining in the third. Aldridge. Power play for Fairmont is over.
Boston. Got it.
Kruger's got a hold of it. Seidel comes out. $11:10 remaining. Fairmont dumps it in. Puck just missed by Kruger over to Ribicki. Ribicki to Letcher. Letcher gonna dump it in and get a change. Kruger on the far board. Brown comes out for Letcher. Off of the far board and chipped in. Behind the net, Ribicki gets a body on it and chips it forward for Seidel. Fairmont keeps it in, puts it in the corner. Ribicki is there. Ribicki up to Seidel. Seidel trying to pass it off of the board to Kruger. Comes loose over to Brown. Brown chips it forward into the neutral zone. Seidel is there. Seidel brings it in, gets a shot, blocked. Kruger putting some pressure on, bounces off. Cross ice pass, shot, and into Gage cutting his glove. 12 remaining in the third. Kushkowski, Credidio, Carter. No, Brown is staying. Brown, Carter, Kushkowski, Onak, and Miller. Brown comes out the pressure. Puck over to the D. Carter gets a hit on his guy, cutting with a save. Predidio comes out. Shot was blocked, bounced off of Onak's stick. Carter is able to get to it, back up to Onak. Onak's got Credidio with him. Kuszkowski goes wide. Presidio into the middle. Onak's pass gets blocked, and he switches out with Kuszkowski. Kuszkowski comes in to help. Miller battling on the boards. Gets those way over to Presidio. Presidio takes a shot and glove save by Fairmont. Still 3-1 Fury. 9:38 remaining in the third. Into the corner after the face-off. Presidio gets it up to Onak. Onak, little tip shot over to Presidio. Presidio gets a shot on pad, and it makes its way up. Onak keeps it into Kuszkowski. Kuszkowski to Presidio. Over to Carter, bounces off of Carter's stick. Puck to the corner. Presidio is there, but couldn't quite get a stick on it. Takes a little bit of a stumble, and Fairmont through the neutral zone. One-on-one against Onak. Onak gets a stick on the puck, and it goes to the corner. Puck in feet. Carter. To Presidio, cross ice for Miller.
Man.
Kuszkowski avoids some contact, has the puck centering through the crease. Carter gets a big hit. Presidio looking for time and space. Makes a move in front, gets a shot on pad. Covered. Carter, a little bit of a tussle up front. 8:34 remaining. Paulo, Chalicki, Reynolds, Brzgintis, Aldridge are out. Fairmont controls the faceoff, goes D to D. Whiff, and Reynolds is able to get a hold of it. Puck tied up in the corner. Paulo comes out with it. He's got Chalicki. Pass bounces over Fairmont's stick, but they're able to collect and go through the neutral zone. They've got 3. Aldridge steps in, shot on, and cutting puts it into the netting. So a little bit of a shove after the play here, and Reynolds is going to the box. And so he's going to get a cross check. I don't know how much of a shove that was. It just kind of fell. But we're going to go on the kill. Chalicki and Paulo stay out with Brzgintis and Aldridge. Face-off controlled by Fairmont. To the D. Steps in, take a shot. It goes wide. To the near board. Chalicki's there. Gets a puck out and down the ice. Fairmont goes to regroup. Paulo up front to give some pressure. Through the neutral zone. Aldridge on the boards. Goes over to Brzgintis. Brzgintis misses. Fairmont gets a centering pass, but Brzgintis with a diving play to make sure the pass doesn't go through. Up to the point, back to the far board. Fairmont walks it in, takes a shot off of the pad of cutting and into the corner. Up to the D, back down to the corner. Chalicki gets a hold of it and sends it down again. Nietzsche and Letcher come out. Rybicki and Miller at D. Fairmont brings it in. Nietzsche able to get a stick on it, and then Rybicki picks up the puck and brings it over to Letcher. Letcher dumps it in, and we set up our kill again. Nietzsche providing pressure. Fairmont to the near board, carries it in, but gets met by Letcher and Miller. Puck comes off of the board, shot, saved by cutting, and over to the far board. Rybicki puts a body on his guy into the corner. Fairmont dumps it in deep. Rybicki comes around again, another body on his guy. Puck came to the middle, and to the point, puts it back in. Nietzsche sends it forward. 12 seconds remaining. Fairmont brings it in, drops it in deep. Over to the far board, penalty is over. Kruger comes out.
Serious, Kyle.
Rubicki to Miller. Miller got Letcher. Kruger's coming in streaking. Pass forward. Oh, hit by a goaltender. Seidel comes out. Puck makes its way to Onak. Onak. And a save. Bergeron comes out for Letcher. Kruger, Seidel, Bergeron. Puck goes across the board. Pass in the neutral zone, makes its way to Onak. Onak puts it over to Bergeron. Bergeron gets a stick on it and it goes in deep. Seidel to the corner. Puck comes loose, hits Bergeron, skates, and then goes back to Fairmont. Fairmont to the far board. Misplays it. Seidel able to get a stick on it. Intercepted by Onak up to Bergeron. Bergeron dumps it in deep. Seidel working with the guy in the corner, comes up the ice. Bergeron gets a little bit of a stick on it. Kruger gets a hold of it. Kruger gets it over to Seidel. Off of Seidel's skate, Bergeron puts it back in the zone. Seidel goes for a change. Credidio comes out. Fairmont dumps it back in, cutting up the near board to Kruger. Kruger's got Bergeron got Credidio, passes it forward, hits a stick over to Kruger. Kruger tries to get it through two guys, but they're able to get a hold of it. Fairmont has 6.
Call it.
Fairmont has 6.
They had 6. 7.
Puck comes back into the zone.
I think they were out there for like a good.
It was a while. It was a
20
while.
seconds, 30
Yeah,
seconds.
it was a while. Porzingis gets tripped. No call.
It'd be nice to get like a.
Carter tries to chip that pass, but it gets hit. Porzingis dumps it in, and that's going to go for an icing.
Very little, yeah.
4:01 remaining, 3-1.
Didn't work out too well.
Credidio, Carter,
All of our chances.
Krzyzkowski. Aldridge and Rubicki.
That will work. Only 1-5 is bad. Feel good. Just put it in the beginning of the season.
Face off, controlled by Fury. Rubicki carries it forward for Carter. Carter into the zone on the far board. Pushes it down for Krzyzkowski, bounces off a stick.
That's no fun.
Credidio circling. He's got some room in the middle, but puck gets knocked away. Into the corner, Krzyzkowski behind the net. Pass to Credidio. Oh, and another big save on Credidio by this goaltender.
Why?
Well, Rubicki and Aldridge remain at D. Paulo, Reynolds, and Chilicki. Puck to the corner, goes across to Aldridge. Aldridge puts it back in.
Stiff arm. Brown. He just handed one.
Puck hits the linesman. I don't know if it hit anyone on the bench. Fairmont brings it through.
Yeah, he's good.
What a... All right, puck has got to be undercutting. Late whistle, finally get it. Fairmont has a really nice pass as a cutting forward, gets it all alone on Gage. Gage makes a nice save. 2:57 remaining in the game, still 3-1.
You guys won the game? Steal game? Yeah, well, that's why we only have one game today. Everybody else. Steal game. I'm not.
Fury puts puck behind over to Reynolds. Reynolds tries to get it over for Pulauskas, but not quite on the right angle.
Kyle played the first heat yesterday. First time they ever played. He got a hat trick and an assist.
Ice is so bad there.
It was
Paulo wins it over to Aldridge. Aldridge
It felt like
to Rubicki.
You gotta change your blades.
Fairmont keeps it
You
in.
gotta change them to like, 3/4 radius instead of half.
I use 7/8.
Oh, well then, yeah, that's way up there. And that's flat as can be.
Puck kept in by Fairmont. Rubicki avoids contact, gets it over to the far board. Paulo to Reynolds. Reynolds brings it in. Turns, looks. In the feet of the Fairmont player and all the way down. Miller to Onak. Onak up for Chilicki. Chilicki brings it across, gets tipped aside, and Reynolds collects. Reynolds gets taken down. No call. That was a hook. 1:48 remaining. Pulauskas comes out. A little bit of traffic jam in the middle. Onak gets a hold of it. Back behind the net, Miller working his man into the boards. Puck into the corner. Minute 27 remaining. Still 3-1 Fury. Onak's there to help. Miller and Nietzsche. Nietzsche, Letcher, and Pulauskas are out. Saved by cutting and into the net.
Where is Kyle?
He's sitting over there. Up in the window.
Alright, see it.
1:11 remaining. And timeout.
Oh, the old big timeout. I didn't know they used timeouts in the round robin.
So timeout by Fairmont. Minute 11 left. They want to get the right play.
Tom Brown. Steve Brown. Any questions?
Right after the timeout, Fairmont sets up with 6 guys. Goalie is full. Chilicki, Paulo, and Reynolds are out. Reynolds wins that. Over to Chilicki. Letcher comes out. Shot into the glove of Cutting. Looks like we're going to try to jailbreak Caillou here. Reynolds is going to win and go to the bench. So Reynolds wins it. Puck goes all the way down and we're going to miss. So rather than the jailbreak play, Onek just takes a shot. 51.8 remaining. Still 6 guys out for Fairmont goalie's pull. So over to Chilicki. Chilicki couldn't quite get a hold of it. Puck's in the corner. Fairmont keeps it in. Chilicki. Puck comes out. And a stick save by Cuddick. 36.2. All right. Fairmont winds up with puck behind the net into the corner. Chilicki harassing his guy. Comes loose. Battling in the corner. Fairmont looking for a place to go. Up to the D. D gets a shot blocked by Reynolds and into the corner. Aldridge working. Puck comes over to the near board. Fairmont. It's out! Offsides. So it would have been fine if everybody touched up, but Fairmont touches it, so we get an offsides. 3 seconds. Oh. Reynolds wins it, sends it down, and that'll be the end of the game. So Fury wins 3-1. Goals from Reynolds, Letcher, and Chilicki today.
As you exit the building, please stop your pushing and shoving.
All right, we don't know what time tomorrow, but we'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll be playing in one game. See you then.